is call recording and monitoring. Now, once we have our CUCM, Unity connection, IML presence, all we need is monitoring. Right? So we do not have to always go and configure new things. You have your configurations done now. The network engineers, administrators' task is to monitor. So we need some centralized tools. So like one we saw real-time monitoring tool that we also used. Yeah, that is one of those. For call recording, we have different type of server supported with some other party. We have one Cisco Media Sense server for call recording. Okay, so as an introduction, call monitoring and recording solution provides a way to monitor and record audio and video calls that covers various components in unified communication and collaboration solutions such as IP phones, border element, or Cisco switches. It can take even the data from the Cisco switches. If you have a switch connecting your users, let's say your IM presence here, or different servers, or CUCM. With the CUCM, you might have multiple users. Your end devices are connected to the same switch, your IP phones. So the conversation between these phones is happening through the switch because it's taking the service from the admin presence, then it is going to the devices, it's making communication. Even for call processing, it is going through the switch. So sometimes it is better to implement monitoring on the switch itself, which is carrying all the data. Right? So we can also monitor the switch traffic. So the tool, what it does is on the switch, it is going as a data traffic, converts it to the voice and segregate the different types of traffic. So it can have data, voice, video, all type of traffic that is passing through the switch. The monitoring tool then classifies it and then shows you the real-time monitoring tool, different types, and the flow. The customers can use these recordings for various.
Does that tool would it have to be connected to the SPAN port of the?
SPAN is one of the way for monitoring,
Yeah,
but that tool is different. Media sense that I'm talking about. It's a
oh no. So it could be on any port.
Right.
Ideally.
Yeah. On the switch, we can implement SPAN, but SPAN is no longer used that much. It's not very reliable solution. So it's recommended to use Cisco Media Sense. We will talk about SPAN also here. Okay, so why do we need this call monitoring and recording? First of all, as the requirement of the company. Then mainly in the enterprises, it is used for compliance, transcription, speech analysis, podcasting, and blogging. For various purposes they can do call recording and monitoring. So like government regulations, business regulations, quality monitoring. So like when in some organizations or like customer support, when you call, they say, okay, this call will be recorded for quality training purpose. Yeah. So they use that call recording for their internal employees trainings sometimes. So they use it for both quality when they want to see if what was the quality of the call. If someone, let's say, complains about having a bad quality on the call. Training, like I said, for training purpose. Security, so that you know what communication has happened and to have a eye on what is going on your calls. Liability mitigation, like when you have like customers and your agents communicating and you want to see what has been committed by your agents to the customer so as to follow the protocols and the customer requirements. Customer journey, having a track of the customer journey in some companies, like when you have a project going on, it is in different phases, right? So you want to see your customer journey, that this particular project on what phase, so your recording can help in that. Right? So various purposes, analytics to see how long a call is taking, and then what your company is paying for. Sometimes the calls you're paying for is international or through PSTN, so you need analytics for that.
True.
So different purposes. Cisco supports three major techniques of performing call recording and monitoring. First, as you said, SPAN. SPAN can be configured on the switch, but it is not very feasible for distinguishing between the type of traffic. There are some problems with that. It is error prone. Scaling issue is there. So that is called passive monitoring. What it does is packet sniffing, like Wi-Fi. So with SPAN, we can do packet sniffing, but it has some problems like it is error-prone and not scalable. Other active solutions are cube diaper forking, CUCM network based with a gateway, and based with bridge identifier, built-in bridge. So that can use SIP, and both ingress and egress traffic can be monitored. It is centralized policy, automatic or selective silent monitoring. So you can also use silent monitoring without the users knowing that the call is being monitored. So there are different ways of monitoring. Sometimes in some type of monitoring, the user will know that, let's say your manager is monitoring the call.
Badging into the call.
Yeah, and silent is doesn't know. There's a partial way by which the customer won't know, but the employee will know.
Okay.
That is called whispering mode.
Okay.
So even the one who is whispering, who's monitoring, can speak to the agent or the employee who's taking the call without the customer knowing. So these are different functions that Cisco monitors support. So for call recording and monitoring, we have these components. So on the switch, we can configure SPAN. This is a SPAN capable device. Then we have IP phones and we have the ISR routers on which we can perform forking for call monitoring. And so whatever traffic is coming into these devices can be forwarded to the monitoring server. Call control, these can be monitored. Your CUCM, CUCN can be monitored. Your recording and monitoring engine is Media Sense. This is the Media Sense. And this was from some other company, then later Cisco acquired it.
Cisco is use media convergence servers, right? MCS.
MCS
Yeah.
also. Okay. So in SPAN-based solution, some drawbacks are there. The drawbacks are like large amount of data to analyze, because if let's say you only want to monitor your calls, voice and video calls, but switch might have some data traffic also coming in. There is no way to segregate that on a monitoring tool. So monitoring tool will receive all of the traffic, and then the monitoring tool has to segregate the data and voice traffic. Then monitor based on that and put in analytics on that. So a large amount of data to analyze. Scalability issue. Susceptibility to errors. So more errors are there, and security issue. Right, as being a broadcaster. So with large amount of data to analyze, one of the basic solution to that is flow-based span. Flow-based span is, it's like it use the concept of quality of service. And within quality of service, only the traffic that you prioritize, like voice and video, will be sent first to the monitor, but still the data will be sent. So at least the solution is because the prior traffic is coming first, so to analyze becomes easier. That is just a basic solution to it, but also flow-based span is not supported on all switches. So these are some drawbacks. For the scalability issue, we can use remote switch port analyzer called RSPAN. But only if it is supported by the hardware. So again, not all switches support RSPAN. So that's why now we have a recording server that can be used. Call monitoring using SPAN-based solution. It connects to the recording server and use built-in tools for monitoring. Cisco Media Sense is the monitoring server, using which you can monitor calls that are being recorded only. If you require live monitoring of unrecorded calls, you may want to consider CUCM silent monitoring capability, using applications like Contact Center Enterprise and Express. These are two applications that are required for silent monitoring. So this is a feature, but it gets expensive.
No, we have that in our enterprise.
Okay, great.
For our contact center.
So then you have to be careful your calls might be
You know,
monitored
it's,
inside
no,
the network.
it's a very well, the, the call center administrators, I think have, because it comes with privilege levels anyway.
Hmm.
You know, so they're able to, so, you know, intercept calls or see or hear what's going on between the
True,
agent,
that's what
the
silent
clients,
monitoring is.
yeah, you know, and they maybe take their notes
Yes,
and intervene if they have to,
yes,
you know, so yeah, it's there.
yes. Okay, so that is what call monitoring and call recording is, and different servers and protocol used for that, or ways. So now we have only like dedicated only one which is used most commonly, is media sense.
Mm,
So we can use SPAN, but then as we discussed, there are some drawbacks to it.
mm.